What's up? So I am going to show you how to use the reduce. Let me make it into a comment so you can see how to use the reduce helper method. The reduce method in ES6. This is an ES6 tutorial video. I'm going to show you how to use it. Now, there are very small cases or small times when it's actually very important to use the reduce. Many cases when people decide to use it, I've seen it used. You don't really have to. You can use other things. I'll show you an example. I have here an array of numbers, and it's constant. Constant means I am not going to change this later in my code, meaning that you would not see later me have something like this. Just change of numbers. That's why it's constant. It's not going to change. If it's going to change, then I'll use let instead of const. All right, so what I want to do is this. Here's my goal. Find the sum of the array starting from 0 and also starting from 15. Starting from 0 and also, starting from 5. So two different numbers. So in order to do this, there's two ways. I'm going to show you one using a non-reduce method, another one using a reduce method. And then you decide which one is better. First, let me use the reduce method. To use the reduce method, all I would have to do is, so I'm going to define something called const sum. Reduce takes an array, obviously. And then it takes two. Let me create my iterator function. It takes two things. It takes your starting. You know what? No, it's easier for me to do it the other way, so you can see why the reduce is used. Because if I do the reduce first, then I'll start explaining things that I really don't have to explain. Okay, so let me do the forEach method. forEach. So let's create let sum equals 0. I'm gonna start there, and then we'll say colors dot forEach, then color, my iterator function, and then sum plus equal color. Now I know let me do color dot color, because what I'm doing is I'm getting access to each color. That's what I'm doing here. Then I'll print it out. Console.log sum. So this is gonna work. Let's see. Node, what's the name of the file? Test. See? What have I done? Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, I'm like, what is that? Node test. Okay, it's saying something is wrong. Oh, I have a T here. Oh, not colors, number. Number is the array. Number is the array. Number is the array, guys. Okay. Beautiful. 60. So if I want to start from 0, I get 60. What about if I want to start from 5? Change that, make it a 5. I should get 65. Beautiful. So I gave you a question. I solved it using the forEach method. I showed you how to use the forEach method already in my other videos. But now let's say I want to use the reduce method. I'm going to leave the code up on the screen, show you the difference. So I'm going to say const sum2. So number reduce. So let me just return something, obviously. All right. So first thing first. So this takes. You see how we have this sum here? Let's start at 0. See how we have this sum here? So This is the same thing that we do here. So we will define the variable that holds the initial value, and then you see how we have num here, the iterator function, the iterator. That's it, same thing. And you see how we have sum plus equal num. So we just do sum plus num. That's all we do. And then how do we make? You see how we set sum to 0? How are we gonna set that 0 here? Simple, comma 0. That's it. That's the reduce method. Now, the beautiful thing with this, as we can just do here, we can change this anytime we want. 90, -50. It's up to you. Now, here's the little difference. I'm gonna show you something. Let's actually run both so we can see. Sum 2. Computer's going a little slow because I'm recording. See, both are 60. Now I want to start with a 5. Make this into a 5. They both work. They both give you the same thing. 65. Okay, that was very good. Now, is there a case where we can use reduce that that it's impossible to use any other method? Yes, there is a case, which I'm going to get to. So let us actually no, that's not true. It's possible to always use a different method. The question is there an efficient way of doing something rather than is it possible? All right, so now let's move on to the next example. Let me erase this. In this example, my goal is very simple. I want you to print for me an array of the colors: red, blue, yellow, pink. That's it. So I could easily just do this. Let's call it sum, or call it total, whatever. Using map. So that's it. I'm done. Map one line. And then print out total. So I'm going to get an array of colors. This is literally it. It's a one-line code using map. So, done. Now, here's the thing. We can even make this better. I haven't taught you how to use destruction yet, but we can destruct the color. Like, we know that each object has color in it, so we just remove that specific property. So we won't have to do color.color. Okay. Same thing. Same result. Beautiful. Now I can use the reduce method. Let me show you. So let's say I have const sum equals colors dot reduce, and then my initial value, I'm gonna call it accumulator. Then we'll call this color. So here's the thing. Accumulator is gonna start with an array, an empty array. Notice here, map just returns an array. I don't have to put everything in an array. I can put it into a string. I can't do that with map. Returns an array all the time. Let me show you what I mean. So we have accumulator. So accumulator is the array dot push color into it. Color dot color, because we have to get access to everything. We can deconstruct as well here. We haven't really talked about that. And then we can return the accumulator. And return the accumulator. That's it. So, and then if you print out sum, we should get, see, red, blue, yellow, same thing. Same thing. Now, change this into a string. You can't push into a string, but you can concatenate, you can add together in a string, into an empty string. So, accumulator is a string, so you can say that plus color. You can say that. It should work, I think. This might not work, actually. It's an empty string, yeah. It just returns the initial empty string.